Hi guys, how are you? Hope you are doing fine and that you are safe. Okay, so today I planned to do an unboxing of a unicorn of mine, but apparently my phone, I don't know why, stopped the video. Great, so actually I was talking to myself like for 15-20 minutes, no problem. So I was not able to do my unboxing. I just discovered that. But since we are here and I prepared for this, I think, I'm going to do a review of this unicorn of mine. This is a scent that I discovered recently and it became a unicorn because at least in the old formula you can't find it so easily anymore. It was a time when it was easy to find, but I was not willing, back then to blind buy a perfume. Silly me. And it was quite inexpensive because this is one of the underrated, I think it was voted actually one of the most underrated perfumes from Guerlain. And I'm talking about L'Instant du Guerlain Eau de Parfum. And as you can see, I have the old bottle and packaging, 80 milliliters. This is the first bottle design for this fragrance. So it was a time where you could have found this for a very good price online because apparently it is not a bestseller from Guerlain. I don't know why, but okay. We have different tastes and that's it. And I was very curious, how does it smell, tempted to buy it, blind buy it, but I always read the reviews that just a floral, another floral, it's quite boring, you have other much more beautiful Guerlain fragrances, and I hesitated. And recently I have found out that a friend of mine has the old formula of L'Instant, and I tested it from her. She gave me a small decant and I fell in love with it, of course. Then I started, to hesitate into buying the B bottle because already they have changed the formula and the bottles. Okay, you now don't have anymore the B bottles, you have the Mitsuko style bottles. And I understand the formula also has changed, and I said to myself, at least find the B bottle. But to be perfectly honest, I was still hoping to find the old formula in the, classic bottle. And yes, I found it on 3 different websites. For the first 2, my order was cancelled because actually they haven't been updating their photos and stocks. Okay, great. And then the third one was my lucky one. And they confirmed the order. A clue that you have the old formula if you find a good deal is that the biggest quantity, the biggest bottle has 80 milliliters for this old formula. I don't know if you can see it, but okay, I'm going to put a picture online. And the B bottle is of 100 milliliter, the big one, and 75, the newest bottle. But this one comes in 80 milliliters and in 50 and in 30 or 35, 30 I think. Anyway, I was tempted to buy the 50 milliliters, but they haven't really confirmed it is the old formula. So then I decided why risk it and just buy the 80 milliliter one. Like this, I know for sure that it is this version, not the B bottle, not the Mitsuko style bottle. So I bought it, I received it today. I planned to do an unboxing, but apparently I talked to myself and the video was not recorded. Great. Let's spray it on my hand. I have a confession to make, but first let's read a little bit about the notes. Okay, and then I'm going to say what I meant by my confession. So we have as top notes: mandarin orange, red apple, bergamot. Middle notes: magnolia, iris, ylang ylang, and jasmine. And as base notes: white honey, vanilla, amber, benzoin, and musk. So what I get in the beginning is a beautiful citrusy smell. And yes, I find the beginning quite tart, like I can smell a little bit the apple in here, but it already has a sweetness to it, like it's dripping with some sugary honey, syrupy stuff. And then I get the magnolia. So as it dries down, the magnolia emerges from my skin. And this was my confession, actually, that I haven't smelled until recently a magnolia flower. So it is not that popular where I live. Actually, this year it became quite popular. I started to see it in the parks. I think the city hall decided, that it is a beautiful, beautiful flower, and the trees are great, and they started to plant more in our parks. But until recently, we had one big tree in front of the city hall, and since it is a tall tree, I didn't have the chance, to actually smell it up close, or I was not curious, I don't know. Anyway, I decided, to actually go to a magnolia and to smell it up close, since I have more opportunities right now. And the smell is great. So it is considered a white floral, right, the magnolia, but it is a particular white floral. It is more fresh. It has some airiness about it, some fluffiness. It is not at all indolic, at least to myself. And it is like, it has a lemony, citrusy feel with some sweetness. And I think this perfume, it's a great, it's like a poem dedicated to this flower. Okay, it's like a magnolia dripped in honey, or my feeling is that I'm drinking or smelling a lemonade, because definitely has some citrusy note, with sweetened with honey made from magnolia. Here we have very popular linden honey and acacia honey, and acacia honey is very fragrant, very nice. It has a very nice fragrance, and I quite enjoy it. And this is like honey made from magnolias, and the feeling is great. As performance, I had the opportunity to also test a little bit of the new, or now the old, bee bottle formulation from another friend, another member from my Facebook group. And she kindly gave it to me to decide if I want to buy the bee bottle, or if I want to keep on hunting, the old formula. What I can say that performance-wise, they are quite the same, I think, on my skin. I mean, this one has a better longevity at skin level, but the projection is not great. And almost the same goes for that one. Maybe if this one stays like 7-8 hours on my skin, that one stays like for 5-6. But anyway, after the first 2 or 3 hours, the projection becomes very close to the skin. In my case, it is projecting well at first, but then it becomes a soft and enveloping fragrance that you can still feel it, but in a soft and delicate way. And the main difference that I can sense in these two formulations is the honey and the sweetness. I tested on both of my arms, and the old formula, even if I feel like the honey is more syrupy, it is also more natural and fluffier, while the bee bottle formula that you can still find, I think, online, is a little bit more cloying. And the honey, it doesn't smell that much of the honey that fascinated me when I tried it, the Lancome du Parfum first formula, first version, first formulation. So this is the main difference, I believe, the feeling that you get and the quality of the ingredients. If you fell in love with the old formula and with the feeling of the beautiful floral honey, you might be a little bit disappointed in the bee bottle formula, but if you didn't have the opportunity to smell the original, you might still find the bee bottle a good alternative, a good perfume. Not boring at all. It is very feminine, very beautiful. I'm so regretting right now not blind buying it back when it was so cheap online. I mean, it was a period where I think they discontinued the old bottles and they were planning to introduce the bee bottles, and you could find almost all Guerlain fragrances for like nothing, not nothing, but 30-40 euros for a bottle. And back then I was not such a passionate collector, and yes, now I regret it, but that's it. I haven't paid, eBay prices for that bottle, so it is a website, a local website, and the price was still decent. I mean, it was around 60 euros for the 80 milliliters bottle. So, okay, 62 euros, 65. Anyway, a good, decent price. Especially if you compare the prices that are now in stores like Douglas, Sephora, Marionneau for the new releases from Guerlain. And we are talking, I think, about at least 140 euros for the biggest bottle. It is insane, and I understand the prices are going to go up and up because of the crisis that we have right now. Yes. So, I wanted to say that this is the fragrance that made me fall in love with the Magnolia flower scent, but no, I have another one. I did an unboxing of that one. I'm not sure if I'm going to put the video or not, because I was not in my best mood back then, and anyway, I'm going to see, but I blind bought another perfume first before I discovered that one, and this is I hope you can see this, Magnolia Rosae from Maison Lancome, and this is the bottle for 30 milliliters. This was a risky blind buy because back then I was not familiar with the Magnolia. This is a more, let me just spray it, let it settle a little bit. So this is a fresh take on the Magnolia. This is a more Lancome, syrupy, dense, ambery, sensual take on the Magnolia. And this one, it is a very fresh, musky perfume. You have Magnolia, you have Rose, you have some suede, ambrette, tonka, I think. But anyway, this smells more fresh. So I would consider both of these fragrances very nice for the spring season. This is for the colder days in spring, when it is very sunny outside. It used to be today, but not anymore, okay? Sunny, but still cold, you still need a jacket on, maybe a scarf around your neck. So this feels great on your scarf, the honey, the florals. And this one, when it starts to be warm outside, when you are just removing your scarf and you have only a blouse and maybe a very a leather or a suede jacket on, this makes a better fragrance for warmer days. And I think it is still very wearable during summer months, but I have to try it. I just received it like 2 weeks back. So it started my journey into exploring Magnolia perfumes. Um, I quite enjoy it. At first, I was skeptical. It was maybe not really my type of scent, but after wearing it for the first day, the second, the third, I realized, if I'm wearing a perfume like 3 days in a row, you already can see that I put a little dent in it, and I actually received it like a week ago. Yes, it is something that I enjoy. And I started to explore more Magnolia scents. Yes, this is lovely. This has a medium projection, but it depends on your skin. For example, on my mother, because she tested it on her skin, she has a skin that projects very well the mask accords, the masking here. And I think it has better performance on her. On me, it has moderate performance, and it stays for like 5-6 hours, maybe even more. If the weather is not that warm, and if I'm like in the evening, if I'm using it in the morning and running errands and I don't know, have a very busy day, it might stay on my skin like for 5-6 hours at most. Okay, so this was my little review, not unboxing unfortunately, of L'Instant Eau de Parfum by Guerlain. I haven't tested yet the Eau de Toilette. I am tempted because I can still find the old formula, but I'm going to be a good girl for now because, of course, I I did a few purchases this month, and I'm going to stay a good girl. Maybe another month. And also a very short review of this one, Magnolia Rosae. You can find good prices online, I think, for the 30 milliliter bottles of this one, Figue Agrumes, and Cuvant Printemps. So if you are curious, how does it smell? A fresh, musky magnolia. I can't feel very much of the suede note, but I think some people are quite sensitive to that note, so be careful about that. To me, it smells beautifully fresh floral. Yes, and very suitable for spring and summer. I hope you liked this video. If so, please give a thumbs up, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. See you next time. Have a very nice day. Bye bye.